What is up, guys? It is the gaming news stuff here, and today we are starting a brand new Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes series type thing, and that is called the Meta Report. Now, in these videos, we are going to go over the top characters in the meta at this current time using Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.gg. Now, in this video, we are covering top 5 leaders used by rank 1 players in the arena. And those top 5 leaders are Lando Calrissian, CT7567 Rex, Wedge Antillies, Emporer Palpatine, and HK47. So make sure to stay tuned to check out each character and how they work as a leader. Lando Calrissian is the number 1 used character or hero by rank 1 players in the arena. Now, Lando Calrissian is a scoundrel leader with high offense and excellent critical hit synergy. Now, his maxed out power is 8,301, and I will be comparing all characters in this video on a chart, hopefully. His maximum speed is 115, and his health is 14,611. Now, I do believe this is without mods. So with mods, you can get a lot more going. So first off, his abilities. We have Gambler's Shot, which is his basic ability. This deals physical damage to the target enemy and has a high damage variance and an additional 30% chance of scoring a critical hit. So high damage variance means that there's a big variety between the amount of damage it can deal. Now, it says the damage is 4,066 to 4,494, and that is without a crit. Next up, we have Lando's big ability that everyone uses, Double Down. Now, this is a special ability that has a 3-turn cooldown. It deals physical damage to all enemies, and if this attack scores more than 1 critical hit, its cooldown is reset, and it deals 100% more damage on its next use. Now, this means you can double hit this attack twice and pretty much wipe out their entire team if you've got that high crit and all that damage in. And the damage is supposedly 2,923 to 3,229. Now, what I've seen with mods and crits, it deals 15,000 damage if you get crits. Next up, we have Lando Calrissian's leader ability, which is why we are looking at him, because he is a leader. And his leader ability is Fast and Loose. Scoundrel and Rebel allies gain 15 speed and 29% critical damage. So you gain a bunch of speed to either Rebel or Scoundrel allies, and they are big in the meta at the moment, especially Rebels. And 29% critical damage. So that is a ton more damage on every critical hit that you make. And last but not least, we have his unique ability, High Roller. Lando has plus 15% critical chance and gains critical chance up for 2 turns when he scores a critical hit. So in other words, Lando relies on the crits. He will crit all over the place, which is absolutely crazy. Especially if you give him those critical hit mods, he will just wipe out the enemy team. Now, the gear required to get Lando leveled up, we've got 148 white gear, 112 green, 267 blue, 900 purple, 0 gold, and 3 raid gear. And Lando can be farmed in Cantina battles, Battle 1 to 1E, normal, for 8 energy, or Cantina Battles 5F, normal, for 12 energy, or in Chromium packs, as we know you can pretty much get every character. So guys, looking at all of that, that was Lando Calrissian, the number 1 used leader by rank 1 players in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Remember, I will be, as you'll probably have seen by now, making charts or whatnot to compare the characters used and compare their stats. Okay, next up we are looking at the number 2 used leader by rank 1 players in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and that is CT-7567 or Rex. Now, Rex is a clone leader with a variety of abilities to support and protect clone allies. So he powers through on a team of clones. Now, his max power without mods is 8,346. His speed is 140. And health is 13,570. Now, let's have a look at his abilities. First off, his basic ability, Impeding Shot. Deal physical damage to target enemy and remove 25% turn meter. Now this is awesome. We all know turn meter reduction is ridiculously good if you use it at the right time on the right enemy. And being a basic attack means that you get a lot of turn meter reduction. And this attack deals between 3,466 and 3,830 without crits. Next up, we have Rex's one of his special abilities, Squad Discipline, which has a 4-turn cooldown. Dispel all negative status effects on all allies and grant them tenacity up for 3 turns. Clone allies gain 60% turn meter, plus an additional 10% turn meter for each effect dispelled this way, and other allies gain half that amount. So, Rex is an awesome status effect clearer. He will wipe out all those status effects. You go up against Vader, you just get rid of all those status effects immediately, which would also be amazing for the new tank takedown raid. As we know, if we've played it, there is a lot of negative status effects on your characters pretty much all the time, so Rex would be awesome to get rid of those. Next up, we have his second special ability, Subdue, which has a 4-turn cooldown again. Deal physical damage to target enemy, plus bonus damage equal to 25% of the target's maximum health. So we deal like our normal attack, but we get an extra bonus damage. So 25% of their health, no matter what their health is. And this deals between 4,266 and 4,714 without crits. And finally, what we're here for, the leader ability, Brothers in Arms. Clone allies gain 20% max health, and other allies gain half that amount. In addition, whenever an ally suffers a critical hit, all clone allies gain 15% turn meter, and other allies gain half that amount. So he gives 20% max health to clones, so they have 120% health, which is absolutely crazy. And 15% turn meter to clones whenever an ally gets a critical hit. So in other words, you will use Rex if you have a clone team. Now, one issue with Rex is he is only a pay-to-play player or character. So you can only get him through chromium packs or in crystal shipments, which is a shame because he's such an awesome character. Now, Rex requires 93 white gear, 66 green gear, 354 blue gear, 1,100 purple gear, 0 gold gear, and 2 raid gear. So guys, Rex is an amazing leader if you are running a clone team. A lot of the time you see Rex being the leader when there is a pay-to-play player. You can tell because there's 5s and Clone Sergeant Phase 3 are free-to-play, but the rest of the clones are pay-to-play. So if you want to run a full-on clone team, it's going to cost you a bit or take you a very long time of saving up crystals. Next up, we have the third used leader by rank 1 players in the arena, and that is Wedge Antilles. He is a rebel attacker with a strong offensive opening. Now, he has a power of 8,096, a speed of 110, and health of 15,686. Now, jumping into his abilities, first off we have his basic ability, Focus Fire. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict off defense down until the edge of Wedge's next turn. This attack deals 50% more damage to targets suffering defense down. So in other words, if you can hit them once with this attack, then again, it is going to do a ton of damage. And the damage without crits is 4,450 to 4,918. Next up, we have Wedge's special ability, Red Squadron Strike, with a 3-turn cooldown. This deals physical damage to all enemies. This attack deals 50% more damage to Empire enemies, or enemies with 50% health or more. So in other words, Rebels, amazing against Empire if you use Wedge, and also at the beginning of a game. And this deals 2,800 to 3,094 without crits. Next up, we have Wedge's leader ability, which is Rebel Heroism. Rebel allies have plus 30% offense, recover 15% of their max health, and 10% turn meter on a critical hit, and recover 25% of their max health whenever they defeat an enemy. So in other words, if you are running a Rebel team, Wedge has the goods. Plus 30% offense, recover 15% of their max health, and 10% turn meter on a crit. So you get a crit, and you just get all the buffs, and all the help, and all the everything, and recover 25% of health when they defeat an enemy. So every time you wipe out that enemy, you get health and everything. That is crazy. And finally, we have his unique ability, Red Leader. Wedge has plus 12% offense and plus 9 speed for each ally with full health, and plus 15 speed for each ally without full health, including defeated allies. If Biggs Darklighter is also present, he gains these bonuses. So, Wedge and Biggs work incredibly well together, and Wedge just seems to work incredibly well as a leader, as you can tell from the fact that he is the third most used leader. Now, Wedge requires 83 white gear, 79 green gear, 373 blue gear, 1,130 purple gear. Now here's where it gets interesting. We have 330 gold gear. We have not had any characters with gold gear requirements yet. And 5 raid gear, which I know is a lot. But you can farm him in the Cantina battles on Battle 6F for 12 energy. So as you guys should be able to tell by now, Wedge is an amazing leader if you're running that full Rebel team and you're running Biggs alongside with him. Next up, we have the 4th most used leader by rank 1 arena players, and that is Emperor Palpatine. Now, as we all know, he was only from an event, and we don't know if that event is coming back. I hope it does, but we don't know. But Emperor Palpatine is an overwhelming Sith support who inflicts shock and can stun targets for multiple turns. Now he has a power of 8,784, a speed of 122, and a health of 15,263. Now let's jump into his abilities. First off, we have Lightning Strike, which is his basic ability. Deals special damage to target enemy and shock them for 3 turns. Then Palpatine gains 15% turn meter for each shocked enemy. Now, from what I know, although I don't have Palpatine, shock actually makes it so that they're pretty much useless. They don't get any buffs. They can't get buffs. They can't gain health back and all of that. And it makes their turn meter go up slower. So, shock is incredibly overpowered debuff. And this deals 6,628 to 7,324 damage. And that is his basic. Next up, we have Power of the Dark Side, which is his special and has a 4-turn cooldown. Deals special damage to all enemies with a 70% chance to stun them for 1 turn. Shocked allies are stunned for 2 turns and have their shock dispelled. So in other words, A 70% chance to stun all enemies is ridiculous. If you got that chance, you're stunning 3 or 4 of the enemies on that attack every 4 turns, which is crazy. As we all know, a stunned enemy can't do anything. So that is ridiculous. And he deals 2,987 to 3,301 damage without crits. Next up, we have his second special ability, Let the Hate Flow, which has a 3-turn cooldown. All allies gain offense up for 2 turns, and all units lose 5% of their max health. Palpatine recovers health equal to 150% the total amount lost. For each shocked enemy gain 50% turn meter and refresh the duration of shock for 2 turns. So that's just like a bundle of awesome stuff that happens. All units lose 5% of their max health. I'm not sure if that's all enemies or all of your units, but it's still ridiculous. Okay, now we have the most important one, the leader ability, Emperor of the Galactic Empire. Empire and Sith allies gain plus 32% potency and max health. Jedi and Rebel allies have minus 32% potency and evasion. Sorry, enemies, not allies. Whenever an Empire ally inflicts a debuff during their turn, gain 20% turn meter. Whenever a Sith ally inflicts a debuff during their turn, they recover 20% of their max health. So in other words, if you're running that Empire team, Royal Guard, Darth Vader, all of that, you can get so many debuffs. You will be getting turn meter and max health all over the place, and you will just destroy. And finally, his unique ability, Crackling Doom. At the end of his turns, Palpatine deals special damage to all shocked enemies, then deals special damage to all Jedi and Rebel enemies. This damage can't defeat enemies. So in other words, he just gets free damage off on all Jedi and Rebels, which are very common in the meta at the moment, and on any enemies that he's attacked previously. So that's ridiculous. Okay, on to the gear. We have 179 white gear, 75 green gear, 530 blue gear, 820 purple, 110 gold, and 2 raid gear. Now looking at this, it doesn't actually seem too ridiculous, the gear requirements. So after looking at Emperor Palpatine, we can decide that if you are running a Sith or Empire team, he is a super amazing leader for all of the bonuses they get. And if you were going up against Jedi or Rebel teams, he was once again amazing for all the debuffs and disadvantages that he provides those teams. Now last, but kind of least as well, but we've got to include him because he is in the top 5 leaders, is HK-47, and he is an offensive support with a variety of debuffs and a high chance to self-revive once. Now, he has a power of 8,837, a speed of 103, and a health of 21,612, so he seems to have the most health of all the leaders. Into his abilities, we have his basic ability, Superior Firepower. Deal physical damage to target enemy with a 55% chance to gain offense up for 3 turns. That is a good chance of offense up, and as we all know, offense up is good. You want more damage as much as possible. And he does a damage of 3,737 to 4,129 without crits. Next up, we have his special ability, which has an awesome name, Meatbag Mayhem, references to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, with a 3-turn cooldown. Deal physical damage to all enemies with a 25% chance each to inflict ability block, speed down, offense down, defense down, and damage over time for 1 turn. These chances are doubled against Jedi. So that 25% chance, we know that's 1 in 4, but that is hitting all enemies and it has a chance to give them debuffs out the wazoo. That is mental. And it deals between 2,075 to 2,293 damage without crits. Next up, we have the leader ability, which is droid allies gain 30% critical chance and 50% turn meter on a critical hit. That is Assassin Protocol, which, if you're running a droid team, which a lot of people still do, as you can see, since HK is in the top 5 leaders, it is crazy. 30% critical chance and 50% turn meter is ridiculous if you are running a full droid team. And finally, we have his unique ability, Reconstruction. HK-47 has a 75% chance to revive with 30% health the first time he is defeated. Now, we probably all know, if we've gone up against HK-47, this is annoying. You kill him and you're like, okay, good, we got rid of him. Then he just pops back up, throws a meatbag mayhem, gives you all the debuffs. It's just not fun. And he, for gear requirements, has 102 white, 94 green, 246 blue, 960 purple, 220 gold, and 2 raid gear. And HK-47 can be farmed in the squad arena shipments for 400 arena tokens. So guys, as we can see by looking at HK-47, if you are running a droid team, if you've got good old IG-86, IG-88, all of that, then HK-47 is the leader for you. So guys, that was the top 5 leaders in the current meta. Now, as you can probably see from all of their leader abilities, there is a reason that they are all used where they are. Now, there is definitely a leader for each type of team you want to run, whether that's Rebel, Scoundrel, Clones, Empire, Jedi, or Droids. There is a leader for it. So now, it is up to you guys to make a decision on what leader you want to use to become the best Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes player in the world.